This is such an exciting moment because we're back. We are back. It's been a long summer and I bet you missed us absolutely terribly. We're back for another edition of How Do You Solve a Problem with Maria and Gareth. Maria, how are you doing? Have you had a good summer? How's it going?
I had an excellent summer. How about you?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely no rest whatsoever. Just thinking the whole time about peer review week. We're building up to peer review week, which of course is starting when? When is peer review week starting, Maria? And what is peer review week all about?
So it's starting just next week, and it's about a week during the year. Well, some people are actually calling for a whole month. There's a publication that's calling this the peer review month. Uh, During the year, where we talk about all things peer review, where we celebrate the contribution of researchers to the academic publishing industry, and where a lot of academic publishing people come together to discuss the theme of the year. And this year, of course, our theme is AI.
We did have a poll amongst other people who were interested in this. We did have a poll of the community to ask what should be the topic of this year's peer review month or week or however long you're celebrating it for this year. But I remember that the AI theme won by a country mile, right, Maria? It really wasn't a competition. But can you even remember some of the other topics that were in the mix for this year's peer review week?
I can. One was about communication, and I think one was about diversity, right?
Right,
I
I think
think.
so. But this theme, the use of AI in peer review, is really topical. It's really top of the agenda, and it really is what everybody in the industry wants to talk about. So the aim of this LinkedIn Live with me, Gareth, and my good friend Maria, we are going to be giving you a quick preview of the events that you can choose, should you wish to sign up for next week during peer review week. We thought we'd do this special one-off LinkedIn Live event just to get you firstly in the mood for peer review. And let's face it, who isn't in the mood for a good bit of peer review? Let's also talk, we're going to talk about what's available. And some people are so keen, like us, Maria, that they're starting peer review week before the official start of peer review week. There's even an event on the 12th of September. This one. And what's this bar chart? What's this pie chart, telling us, Maria?
It's telling us that that's the geographic distribution of the people that actually voted for the theme that was chosen. So as you can see, we have a lot of engagement from all over the world, although we could do with a bit more from Australia and New Zealand and places there. We will have events that span the whole day. So they will be able to see this in their own working hours, which is good because we want to be as inclusive as possible to everyone. And of course, a lot of these events, although they're live, they will be recorded, so you can catch up later on, and people will be sharing their recordings, and we'll also have it on the Peer Review Week website if you provide this to us.
We're going to put the link to the peer review website on the LinkedIn chat. Of course, this is a live event on Fantastic LinkedIn, so you can ask questions by putting comments into the LinkedIn feed. You can ask us anything. We did prepare for this event, which I know is a bit unusual. We don't usually do much preparation for these events. We already posted 3 links into the chat, into the comments on LinkedIn. One is a link to a researcher's survey that you can have a look at if you like. The other is a link to an email list that will put you onto our special waiting list for our upcoming and absolutely fantastic new peer review course. So do have a click on that link as well. And thirdly, and perhaps most excitingly, our dear friend Kasturi, hi Kasturi, has put together a complete PDF calendar of all of the events that are happening next week during Fantastic Peer Review Week. And that's what we're going to go through or talk about in this LinkedIn Live. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, I know Maria's feeling extremely overwhelmed about what's happening next week. Why is this event for you, Maria?
Well, my calendar is packed full and I have a full-time job. So yeah, it's going to be hard to keep track of everything. To keep track of everything. So we need to pick and choose the events that you want to attend live, that you want to ask questions, that you want to be present, that you want to listen to, that you want to see, and you have to choose the ones that you want to see serially, later date, or that you can read at your own pace. So I have been really grateful for Kasturi for putting this together, because it's helped me to plan my week.
There's the website. We're going to give a shout out right now to Ruhi Ghosh and Mariam, our co-chairs of this year's Peer Review Week committee. And thank you especially to the Asian Council of Science Editors for taking over the Peer Review Week website, completely redesigning, remodeling, and recreating the Peer Review Week website. So if you haven't seen it, do go over to peerreviewweek.net. Have a look at the Peer Review Week website. If you haven't submitted your events from your organization yet, well, what's going on? You should have done it ages ago, but you can still do it today in advance of Peer Review Week next week. We'll be updating our calendar. You can go to the Google link in the LinkedIn comments, download the calendar, and if you open it as a PDF, fantastically, the miracles of modern technology, you can click on the links and register for all of the events that we currently know about for next week's Peer Review Week. And we tested Maria's memory a moment ago. These are the topics that did not make the cut for this year's Peer Review Week. Maria said something about communication and something about diversity. What actually were the topics that didn't make the cut this year, Maria?
So communication, I was right. Communication and collaboration in peer review. Yay! Another one was future-proofing peer review for tomorrow's research. I think that the theme that we eventually chose is about this as well. It's like coping with the challenges that AI is now placing upon us for the future, and what are we able to learn from this. Cultivating growth and mentorship. Well, I think that this is why we have the link to the course, right? Growth and mentorship in peer review. It's good to figure out a way to learn more about this skill, because it gives you a way to transfer this to other areas of your life and your academic career. And also, if you move into industry, it gives you tools that you can then use in other areas.
Peer review is really the gift that keeps on giving. It's not just for Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. It is all year round. You will gain skills, transferable skills from peer review that you can apply, as Maria has just mentioned, in all aspects of your life. Not just in research, of course. These are transferable skills, very important for all kinds of work, all lines of work that you may go into in the future, given that we know that more than 90% of young researchers do not stay in academia. But the theme for this year, it's rethinking peer review in the AI era. And so that is what all of our events that we're now going to quickly give you a summary of are going to be dealing with. And if you have questions, of course, don't hesitate to put them in the LinkedIn comments. Let's have a quick look now at what kinds of things are available for your delectation during Peer Review Week 2025, starting on the 14th of September, which I do believe is this Sunday, right, Maria?
Yes. And this is an event that's going to go on not just on Sunday, but starts on Sunday and ends on Thursday. And it's the Peer Review Power Hour. So that's about mentoring. That's a short workshop that is available for researchers to an hour each day from Sunday to Thursday. They are able to learn a bit more about peer review. This is
So
not from us, but it's from someone from an organization that is based in the Middle East.
King Saud University, our friends at King Saud University have put this
University.
together. You will be able, of course, you can download the PDF, have a look at the links that I've pasted into the LinkedIn comments. You can download the complete PDF of all of the events that we know about so far. You can click on them. So if you'd like to sign up for this, that's the best way to do that. Absolutely fantastic, wonderful. And don't get overwhelmed because Peer Review Week starts on Monday. I know, fantastic. Here are some of the events that you could spend your working hours signing up for and pretending to work, listening in to events about peer review. Maria, would we like to highlight a number of these? I can see the Asian Council of Science Editors. I can see our friends at Editage, at Ease, at Bonview, and others. Maria.
Well, so I have been perusing this, and although the ACSC event is the publisher's perspective on AI, I think for researchers such as ourselves and the people that watch us, this is slightly more convoluted. So what I would like researchers to focus on is the peer review across borders for localizing the Ease toolkit in the AI era. I think it'll be really interesting. And it's during lunchtime in Europe. So, yeah, you can have your lunch and listen to this. I think it will be really good because it tells you about different cultural perspectives of how to give criticism, which is a major aspect of peer review, and how that fits within different countries and different cultures.
Remember, all these events are absolutely free. You will not have to pay a single penny piece to sign up for any of them. And you can use my tried and tested tactic, which is to just sign up for everything and then get the recordings and then watch the recordings later, or store the recordings in my recordings folder, which, let me tell you, is packed with recordings that I've never, ever, ever actually had the time to listen to. But nevertheless, there's lots of things happening. This is how you could fill your Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, Editage, Bonview, Ease, the Asian Council of Science Editors, and IGI Global all have events running on Monday. What about Tuesday? I can't believe it. We've made it through Monday. I will be exhausted by the end of the day on Monday.
You'll
but
be exhausted,
Tuesday...
Come on, you didn't even say that on Monday you will be participating in one of the events, at least that I know of.
One does not like to blow one's own trumpet, dear. What are you doing?
One should.
What are you doing on Tuesday, Maria? What are you up to? Which one of these exciting events will you be joining on Tuesday?
So I will be looking at the peer review in the age of AI from fatigue to integrity, because I think it's really important to make sure that we are aware of which tools as researchers we can actually use to facilitate peer review. There are some that are approved by some journals, there are some that are not, but it's always good practice to disclose use of the tools, like it is good practice to disclose use of statistics softwares and whatever it is that you do next. Just don't place all your confidence into one single tool to do the work for you. Always look at it with a critical view.
Absolutely fantastic. I can see that our dear friend Agnaga is pasting in the LinkedIn comments about a wonderful Inago event on the 17th. We're going to get to the 17th in just a moment. If you have an event running in Peer Review Week and you have not yet been on Peer Review Week website, on the Peer Review Week website, you'll find it in a second just by Googling. We'll put the link into the comments, into the LinkedIn comments as well. In a moment, you can submit your events there and then they will appear on the website. Get advantage of all those extra bums on seats for Peer Review Week next week, as well as final inclusion in our iterations of the downloadable PDF. That's the 16th. I can see Inago. I can see Oxford University Press. I can see Global Campus. I can see Integra. What's going on the 17th? This looks like a bit of a busy one. Middle of the week. Best time for a webinar, so they say. What are you doing on the 17th, Maria, apart from attending the Inago webinar, of course?
I'm collapsing. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot of choice. So you'll need to be aware of what it is that you're going to be attending. There is one webinar that I would like to point your attention to, which is called Enhancing Peer Review with AI, Where Should We Draw the Line? Because I think that that one is the one where Elizabeth Pick will be talking. Elizabeth Pick is one of the sleuths that has been very active in pointing out mistakes, problems with papers that have been published. She has done some research and she has a consultancy. And there is even a fund, I think, a grant with her name to fund researchers that want to engage in this type of activity, that want to pursue this further. It is really cool to have a perspective. I've seen her talk before, and she is incredibly engaging and she has a lot of insight into this. So it's good to know what it is that peer review has been doing for academic integrity in the last couple of years.
So that is on the 17th. That's the one we're recommending in particular. That's the Southern Cross University event, Peer Review in the Age of AI, an academic panel discussion. Is that the one that I'm looking at, Maria?
No, it's Enhancing Peer Review with AI, Where Should We Draw the Line?
Inago, I knew it. There they
Inago.
are. Inago. See, they're everywhere. Inago. So Emerald are very busy on the 17th. I can see
Emerald are
3.
very, very busy, but I think that that's because they are looking at this from different perspectives. They are looking at reviewers, authors, and editors in chief of what type of AI tools. I think that the ACSC has panel discussions on this as well, but they kind of spread it out over the week. They didn't compile it all on the same day. Emerald, I believe, will be then of 3 seminars, but then they will be providing the recordings, which is always a good thing.
So download the PDF. I'm looking at it right now. You can download the PDF. You can click on the PDF. You can register for all of these events. Get overloaded by Emerald Publishing events, but there's also Asian Council of Science Editors. Inago, we mentioned the Indian Journal of Medical Sciences, our friends at Editage and Ease. Some organization called SciTrain that you've never heard of before are doing something as well on superpowers you can learn from peer review. That's probably one to miss, I would say. Southern Cross University, the UK Meta Science Unit. But it's a lot. It's a lot. So do have a look at the website. Do download our PDF and do put any questions or comments that you have into the LinkedIn chat. Just another shameless bit of self-promotion. Here we go. Superpowers you can learn from peer review. It's SciTrain and Reviewer Credits. We're going to be joined by Catherine Anderson, our friend from Reviewer Credits. We're going to talk about how you can develop transferable skills in all aspects of your life that can come from peer review, that gift that just keeps on giving. I know you'll be there, Maria. I'll expect to see you there. But what about the 18th? Where are you focusing your attention on Thursday, the 18th? Maria?
So, after collapsing the previous day, I will be doing something that is still linked to peer review, but also about integrity. But I will be attending the Global Perspective One System mini contests about AI and peer review. This is more of an industry geared event, and I'm interested, so I'm curious. But our researchers could look at the journal prestige can and should be earned by Dr. Simil Vasiri, which will be an event, an on-site event at Yale University. If you want something that is broader and more applicable to everyone, do the Wiley one, How Peer Review Makes You a Better Researcher. Because you just did that the day before, so I'm curious to see what they say that's different.
Wiley on the 18th, how peer review makes you a better researcher. Kind of the same as our event the day before. You're absolutely right. But don't forget, like the 18th is also a packed day. Asian Council of Science Editors, Editage Ease, the Yale Library, JMIR and Pre-Review, Reviewer Credits, Global Campus, Scholastica and the ALPSP and Wiley are all running events on the 18th. So you want to fill your diary with webinars. I think we're up to more than 20 hours so far by the end of the day on Thursday of events that you could attend on peer review. So if your job at a publisher has something to do with peer review, well, you don't have to do anything next week apart from attend webinars. Right, Maria? What are you going to be doing, Maria?
A lot of attending webinars. I think I'm going to be completely, my headset's going to be burned by the end of it. So I'll better find a new one.
I know I keep saying it. I keep saying it again and again, but you can download this PDF. You can click on the links in the PDF. You can sign up for any of these events. We do want to specifically point out one on the Thursday, hosted by Reviewer Credits and Global Campus, all about fantastic peer reviewers and where to find them. So if you're a journal editor listening to this and you'd like some insights on the tools out there that you could be using, AI-powered tools that you could be using to help you find peer reviewers, which of course is a major pain point for publishers, a major problem for publishers all over the world, finding good reviewers who are engaged and ready to do a decent job. This might be one for you. Fantastic peer reviewers and where to find them. We've also got an event on Friday that we're really proud of, right, Maria? This is probably our most successful, potentially, how do you solve a problem with Maria and Gareth event that we've ever put together. Maria's the host for this. I'll be in the background with a cowbell. What's this one all about, Maria?
This one is about practicalities. So which peer review tool is best for you? So you as a peer reviewer, you as a researcher can use automated tools to give you insights before you even submit the paper. So to get ahead of what the human peer reviewers are going to tell you whenever you submit a paper, and all of the questions they're going to ask you, and all of the comments they're going to say, do have a look at the tools that we'll be featuring here. It's not just these are the tools you can use, and this is how you develop them. We will have people that actually develop those tools do a live demo for you so that you can ask questions, that you can go through flows. It will be a very packed 1 hour, but we hope that you will be able to attend and it will be useful. We want to make this as practical and as applicable as possible. So let us know in the comments for this event, which is live on the Sidetrain LinkedIn, if you have any questions that you want to pose in advance of the event, and we can get them for our panelists.
Expert panelists. We've got X-Peered, we've got Eliza, we've got Reviewer 3, and we've got Paper Wizard. Did I miss any out, Maria?
No, that's it. Those are the 4 ones. There are more, but those are the 4 ones that we can feature at this stage.
Maybe we'll do another event featuring more. I counted about 16 AI-powered tools for peer review that are currently out there in various forms and various stages. We're doing 4 in this event. We hope it will be useful. Other tools are, of course, available, as they like to say on the radio, but do come along. Do have a look at the Sidetrain LinkedIn if you'd like to join this event, because there will be lots of time to ask questions. It's geared towards researchers. So we want to show you, if you've got a particular kind of paper in a particular subject area, going to a particular journal or aimed at a particular journal, which of these tools might be your best choice for helping you both pre-submission and dealing with peer review itself. So do join us for this one. We're particularly excited about it. We'll put the link in the LinkedIn comments in a moment. But back to the Peer Review Week website. Once again, a big shout out to Mariam and the team at the Asian Council of Science Editors. We love you. The website is amazing. Not that the old one wasn't also, but what do we think about this new website, Maria?
I think it's good because it keeps evolving, it keeps growing. We have a resources a section tab that you just highlighted there, where there is a lot of information that you can access if you want something that's updated about how to do peer review. Uh, Kits from all sorts of places that have been vetted and tools that we think could be helpful. Those are ever evolving, so the links are live. So let me know if there's anything that you want to place there that you think is particularly important that we haven't covered yet. Um, any resources that you want to make available to the community will also go there. I also wanted to point out that during peer review week, I think every day of the week, if I'm not mistaken, there will be a post on the scholarly chicken not chicken kitchen on the scholarly kitchen from someone, either us as co-chairs or someone we invited to talk about AI in peer review. And that will be really interesting for the industry professionals. So do peruse. I'm sure you will enjoy. One of the posts will be about tools. One of the posts will be about how to integrate those tools with the human interaction. One will be about the peer review congress that just happened recently. So a lot for you to go through, and hopefully we will have some very productive discussions by the end of the week.
We may even do another event based around food at some point. And we do love events based around food.
Sorry.
Scholarly Kitchen, Scholarly Chicken. I might start a blog called The Scholarly Chicken. See what happens. You have events. You have the downloadable PDF. You can access all of the events that will be happening next week during the fantastic peer review week, starting on Sunday, in fact, with King Saud University's peer review hour, the Power Up Hour. So there's loads to get involved in. I do recommend returning to the link. We'll post an update as well over the weekend, because as more events get added to the Peer Review Week website, and you know what we're like, we're always doing everything at the absolute last moment. So I totally would expect quite a lot of events to be added to the Peer Review Week website, even as late as Sunday over the weekend. So we'll be sharing an updated, downloadable, fully clickable PDF, both here and also on other LinkedIn channels for you to access, for you to easily navigate the plethora of events that are running next week. Maria also mentioned the Scholarly Kitchen. Each day next week, there will be a special peer review week themed article appearing on the Scholarly Kitchen. It's a huge amount of content. We know that it's overwhelming, but in the future, we would love it if the Peer Review Week website became a go-to resource for everything peer review. As everybody listening to this will be very well aware, peer review as a process in publishing does tend to get siloed between different publishers and even into specific subject areas. There are tons of resources out there all over the worldwide wait, but we want them to all be in one place so that we can help researchers. They can tell us what subject area, or they can tell the website what subject area, and they can gain access to the resources that they need to help them, not just doing peer review, but also managing peer review and developing those key transferable skills that it's really fantastic for everybody to have in all walks of life. Maria, I know you're going to go lie down in a darkened room and prepare yourself for peer review week next week, but any final comments? What are you going to be doing? What's your specific recommendation for next week?
Well, apart from our very own Friday, which AI peer review tool is best for you, I'm very excited about this one because I think that it's a good combination of practicality and insight. So, yeah, please come over, join us. We are very excited. We're thrilled by the people who will be joining us. You'll see on the sidetrain link then that a couple of the bios for the founders are already up. So if you know the person, then give us a shout out. Let us know if you have any questions, or if you have a tool that you have made for peer review that is not within our radar, then please make us aware.
Put your comments, please, in the LinkedIn feed. We love to hear from people. We are SciTrain. We exist to help researchers navigate the research and publishing landscape. Can be very confusing, can be very overwhelming, as is definitely the case with Peer Review Week next week. We've got 2 surveys that you can go to, you can link to, you can fill in our researcher survey. You can also put your email address onto our waitlist for an upcoming, soon to be released, featuring Maria, peer review transferable skills course that's about to come out. And also, don't forget, I must have mentioned this about 200 times, don't forget to download the PDF from the comments, from the chat here, that you can then use next week to quickly and easily register for as many events as you like. And now that school's back in session, we will be returning with a number of updated how do you solve a problem with Maria and Gareth. If you've ever watched The Sound of Music, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If not, you'll be thinking he's just gone completely insane. Nevertheless, we're super excited. Thank you so much, Maria. Have a great week next week.
We already all think you're insane.